How to Stop Worrying and Start Living is a self-help classic which addresses one of the leading causes of physical illness and worry by showing you simple and actionable techniques to eliminate it from your life. Here are my 3 favorite lessons. Use a 3-step approach to deal with confusion and you will eliminate the worry confused by it. Put a stop loss on stress and grief. Take criticism as compliments. Ready to let go of your worries as you can start focusing on doing your best today. Let's see what Dale's got up his sleeve. Lesson number 1. Clear confusion with a 3-step approach and you will eliminate the worry it causes. When you are worried, you are not busy doing things, but since taking action is the only thing that can improve your situation, every minute spent you worrying is a minute that doesn't make your life better. But to reduce the amount of worrying in your life, you first have to find its cause. There are several, of course, but one of the biggest one is confusion. We never know what's going to happen next and it drives us insane. Take Galen Litchfield for example, who was a civilian and later prisoner of war stuck in Shanghai during World War II. When it was occupied by the Japanese, he had hidden a few valuable items from them. So when he heard that a Japanese admiral had found out on a Sunday night, he freaked out. He knew what he could expect to thrown inside the notorious torture chamber of the Japanese secret police on Monday. But he did not know what that would look like, which caused him a great deal of stress. He used this 3-step approach to deal with it. Number 1. Get your facts straight by writing down what you know and what you are worried about. Number 2. Analyze those facts to figure out your opinion. Number 3. Make a decision and stick to it. Galen wrote down that he was worried about being tortured to death, and when he asked himself what he could do about it, he came up with either fleeing, explaining himself, or acting like nothing happened. He picked the last option and stuck with him, only to find out the next day that his Japanese admiral had calmed down and made nothing more than an angry remark to him. There's nothing like some good old common sense to disarm your worries. Lesson number 2. Put a stop loss on the things in your life that causes you stress, grief and anxiety. One thing that's crucial when applying the above strategy is timing. If you spend all of your time analyzing the facts and trying to make a decision until the thing you are worried about actually happens, you won't have won much. If something causes you stress, grief or anxiety, like a friend picking a fight over a stupid topic, a relationship falling apart or your boss telling you you did a bad job, put your foot down and set a limit. Say this far and not one step further. Am I going to allow myself worry about it? This can be a time limit or a general rule like Hal Elrod's 5-minute rule or a guideline to forgive others instantly after a fight instead of holding grudges. Lesson number 3. Think of criticism as compliments instead of obsessing about negative feedback. Critical thinking is important. Feedback is an essential part of doing great work. However, not all criticism is constructive. You have to be careful in deciding how to listen to and how to ignore. One thing you can do with all criticism thought is take it as compliments 90% of the time. People throw around their opinions to make them feel better about themselves because they see you doing something right and are threatened by it. We always critique those we envy, so we can feel better by comparison, not so they can do a better job. If anything, the more you are being criticized, the more you know you are doing something right. So here their comments note thank them. Take it is as indication you are on the right track. And if there's no constructive feedback, just move on.